Good afternoon, everyone. Delighted you can be here. I'm joined by Kevin from Hire with Leo. Hi, Kev. How are you doing today?
Really well. Yourself, John?
Great. Yeah, I'm delighted to have you here on the call. Just I'd love to know a little bit more about your background. So you were working as a recruiter for a long time, right? So can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Yeah, certainly. So I'll step back first and tell you how I got into recruitment. I was actually in the renewable energy industry, and I exited my business, and I actually managed to take 2 years off. I was able to be fortunate enough to do that. And I was having a beer in the back garden of my sister's house when she said, "You need to go and get a job. You've had too much time off." So I was like, "Okay, well, what can I go and do?" And I decided to find out what was the largest industry in growth terms that were right then, and that was about 4 years ago, and it was recruitment, and still is, I guess. So I decided to tackle that industry and see what sort of impact I'd had on that. I already had a big impact on the renewable energy industry in the UK. So I researched the most local recruitment agency to myself. It was a company called Farstream. Walked into their offices, asked to see the CEO, said to him that I'd like to join his company, and the following Monday I started, and then that was on a Wednesday. I was there for a year, left to start my own business. At the same time of leaving to start my own business, I actually come across a really talented guy called Antonio, and I went and joined his business instead because I was very aligned with his vision of the industry. And then, as they say, the rest is history. We did recruitment for many years while we were building our recruitment company, which we exited in October last year. We built Leo for our own use, and part of the exit wasn't Leo. So we repackaged Leo into a really cool brand, and we took to market in May this year. So that's kind of gives you the whole journey in very quickly.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And why is it that you created Leo? Like, why was it that you weren't happy with the other kind of systems out there?
Certainly a really cool question. So we had about 60 recruiters spread all over the globe. So from San Francisco to Manila, New York, Europe, London. And the systems wouldn't talk to each other. And a lot of our recruiters were spending lots of different time. Right, I've got to go and do a MailChimp exercise over here. I've got to use a CRM. I've got to use an ATS. And that was frustrating that we had many different bits of technology that didn't talk to each other and was taking a lot of recruiters' time. 30% time, actually, 30% of a recruiter's daily activity was spent on recruitment technology administration, and that frustrated us. So we thought, well, we could do better than this. So we're bringing all technologies into one space that all seamlessly talk to each other, and that gives us a really good opportunity in the marketplace to do what no one else has ever done and put all technology into one space.
Fantastic. And we're going to have a look now in a few moments at Leo and how exactly that helps with recruitment. But just for anyone who's joining, just want to say welcome, and we will take questions towards the end. We can go into the sessions area after the webinar and take questions there. But in the meantime, if you do have any questions, if you want to write it in the chat on the right hand side, we'll pick up on that. We can answer towards the end of the webinar as well. So yeah, Kev, can you show us a bit about Leo and how exactly it stands, how it stands apart from other kind of systems, and go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do a high level view. I'll share my screen and we can go into, I'll give you a whole process flow of what you can do and I'll talk you around it. I won't go granular, I'll just give you some high level overviews, and then hopefully that triggers some questions and we can take it from there.
Brilliant. So, thanks.
Share my screen, share screen. Share. Okay, let me know when my screen comes in, John.
Here it is now.
Okay, great. Here we go. Let's start. So, hire with Leo. That's our URL, and Leo is the product. Leo comprises of 3 different products. Okay, so you've got what we call Brief Builder, which I'll show you later. Leo, which is the main technology piece, and we've got a LinkedIn and email integration tool called Alaska, and I'll demonstrate that as well. Leo's built on AWS, so data transfer speeds are instantaneous. We take data points, something ridiculous like every 0.03 seconds. So the reporting in the system is effectively live reporting. The front end's built on React.js, which means that it will work on every single device. So you can download the web app, you can put it on your phone, whether that's iOS or Android. You put it on all your tablet devices, even plug it into your TV. And as long as you've got a browser and a internet connection, you've literally got all the technology you ever need to do your recruitment process in your pocket, and you've got it on the go. So it's really important to us that we built it like that, and we built it API first so that everything's driven from the back end, so it integrates into a lot of products, and that helps us to ensure the product seamlessly works across all those devices. Okay, login button. Okay, you can take this login button and stick it on your own website if you don't want your team's coming to ours. That login button takes you to a unique URL. So in this case, at HireWithLeo/recruited. Recruiters is our demo agency for you guys to see what Leo is all about. Just going to talk to you about, we're just going to go to Brief Builder first. So this is probably where a really cool starting point is that as an agency, and we'll talk about employers later, as an agency, you need to get on the phone with the hiring manager and take a brief from the hiring manager, and that's what Brief Builder enables you to do. We'll just wait for it to load in. The internet connection where I am is quite slow, so that's why it's taking a while to load. So while you're on the phone to the hiring manager. Now, hiring managers are tricky people to get across. They don't want to spend too much time. They don't want to go into too much granular detail, and they don't want to waste their time. So this Brief Builder, which I'm sure it'll load in a second, gives you a really structured way of drawing out that information from the hiring manager in a really sort of interactive, fun way. So I'll come back to Brief Builder. I'll leave that to load, and I'll start giving you a tour of the core Leo product in the first instance. So Leo's comprised of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs or 10 areas inside the platform. And we've got the dashboard, which is your overview of what's going on. We've got your candidates, we've got jobs, we've got your temporary jobs, so your interim recruitment, your contractors, etc. Your business development area, a marketing suite, your schedule, okay, your analytics, your tasks, and your settings. Okay, and the settings is a good place to start as well. The entire system is built on hierarchies. So as you create new members to the platform, okay, we'll just put in some details here. You are able to set them as a team manager or a team member, okay? And within that, you can give them rights to be a recruiter, a business developer, or a marketer, or a hiring manager. I won't create this member. And that allows you to keep your recruiters focused on what they need to do best. So they don't need to always have access to all of the technology in the platform. What we found that does with some companies is it makes the recruiters unfocused, and they start going off and doing things that they shouldn't need to do. So the system ensures that you're highly focused and highly efficient. So remember, our biggest problem was recruiter efficiency, and we found this way of controlling access and permission levels within the platform really helps to maintain that focus. Okay, let's go to the dashboard. So the dashboard is an overview of your business right now. Okay, so I'm set as an administrator of this demo platform. So I have the ability to view everything that's going on inside our demo company called Recruited. If I was just set as a recruiter, and if you remember when we set that, the permissions here, if I was just a recruiter, okay, not just a recruiter, if I was a recruiter, then I would only see my information here. Okay, I wouldn't be able to see what John on the next desk is up to. I'd only be able to see my information. So it's a highly focused platform. Okay. Here we go. You've got your company pipeline. So this is saying that I've got 36 positions that need candidates to fill. Okay, so there's no candidates in that pipeline. I've got 60 candidates who have applied for roles and need processing. I've got 8 candidates that I've shortlisted, submitted, and so on and so forth. The idea behind this is you need to get to your important stuff first. So I've got 11 offers out. So I want to be able to go to those 11 offers really quickly and get in there and go and speak to those candidates that are at offer stage, find out where the bottleneck is, get that resolved, get those offers out, and get those candidates into their jobs. So that's the company pipeline, really quick way of getting into information. The client pipeline is exactly the same. So you can go into clients that you're working on and see where candidates are at certain stages. So let's find TikTok, good one to have. You can see that in this example, we've got one candidate interviewing at TikTok. So we need to go quickly in and maybe prep that candidate, give that candidate a call, and take things from there. So the company pipeline is what's going on in the company. The client pipeline is quick access to what I've got at client stages, if that makes sense. Across the top here, you've got recruitment activities, sales activities, marketing activities, and company feed. This allows you to go in and see very quick overviews of what's going on in each area of your business. So we'll let sales, we'll get rid of brief builder. So here we go. I can go in and see what's been going on the last quarter, and I can go to the whole team, and you can see that's a fairly good pipeline. So you've got equal stuff happening at equal stages. Underneath, you can see productivity. Okay, how many notes being made, and again, let's just look at it on a quarterly level and all team scale. Notes, meetings, etc., etc. Now these are all changeable. Everything on Leo is customizable. It's built on the Lego concept. So if you don't like something, we can change it for you. The percentages are the difference against the previous quarter in this instance. Okay, so you can see we've improved CV sending by 4,000%, but we haven't really, in this instance, done much improvement on the last quarter. Same with the performance. You can go the whole team. We'll keep to the last quarter. And it shows you what sort of performance you do, how many new contacts, contracts, new deals, deals won, deals lost, placements and total income. Again, really quick snapshot. And all these are interchangeable as well. If you want to see other data against your performance, you can have that as well. Marketing activity, you've got an entire marketing suite in the platform that allows you to create newsletters, marketing lists, lots of other exciting stuff we'll talk about later. Company feeds, okay, you've got the ability to invite candidates to the platform. So the candidates get a portal and also your clients get a portal, and both can interact with you. It doesn't cost any more. It's all a part of the package. So when you get your Leo, you've actually got your client, every single one of your clients can have access, and every single one of your candidates can have access. So you effectively, when you buy one, you get an unlimited resources there as well, which we find is really, really important. Company feeds is a really cool engagement piece where you click on here and you are able to create social posts that go to those candidate and client portals, and it's kind of like candidate and client engagement tools. You can send photos, videos, PDFs, etc. out through that company feed as well. So that brings us to close the dashboard. John, is there any questions on the dashboard?
No, I think we're good so far, Kev. I mean, I think it's a fantastic way to interact with candidates and get them coming in and out. Is it just in terms of the when candidates log in, can they'll see like a list of different jobs that are available? What way they can apply? What's the best way they can interact with recruiters on the platform?
Absolutely. So I'll give you a quick overview of the candidates area. So if I go to, let's say, Bruce Willis, I'm just going to go to his resume. I'm going to download this resume. There is no resume. Here, under candidates, you've got the ability here to send invitation to the candidate so they are able to log in to the platform. And when they log in, they can see all the jobs you're advertising. They can see all your company posts that you're interacting with and you're sending out, etc. They're also able to not just apply for jobs, but track their availability as well, track the progress of those jobs inside the platform. So a bit like pizza delivery, right? So when you order Domino's, you can see where they're cooking it now. It's been boxed up, it's on its way, and then it's delivered. And a candidate can effectively see the same process happening on their job application, which is a really cool feature. So that's the client side. So you've got able to view all the jobs within the company, apply for those jobs directly, interact with the business and update your availability. If you're a temporary recruiter, you are also a temporary candidate. So if I was to go into Elon and edit Elon's profile, let it just load in. And if I was to set Elon as a temporary candidate, he would then, in his candidate portal, let's just do a quick speed test here.
I know that Kevin, you're in the Philippines at the moment because you got locked in. Kevin got locked in to the Philippines before COVID, and so you're kind of stuck there for a while, right?
Yeah, I am. So anyway, there you go. That seems to have worked. I could tell you story after story. What I'm going back to the point here is when you set your candidate up here and you say, right, he's a temporary recruiter and you can put in his day rate, etc. In the candidate portal, an extra area is opened up, and I'll show you later, that allows the candidate to set their own shifts. Not just set their shifts, they could be sent shift, accepted shifts, information about the role and where they've got to be, when they've got to be, what their expectations are, can be sent to them as well. So the temporary platform is really powerful as well, but we'll cover that in a little bit. So candidates come into Leo in many different ways, and you can add talent manually here. So you can upload candidates. You can actually upload 1,000 at once to go in and find candidates, and you can push in 1,000 at once, or you can add talent manually. And I'll just follow through here, and it will just allow you to add a candidate manually here. You can go to LinkedIn. I'll just pop over to LinkedIn. Choose someone that I know that won't mind me using their profile. Rebecca. Okay, so I'm chatting to Rebecca about a particular job. She wants to go forward for that job, and we've built a tool called Alaska that integrates with LinkedIn. So it will read the data on the screen and import as a candidate. So that's accurate, up to date, the candidate's into the job, the candidate's into the platform, and you can start interacting with that candidate really well as well. So Alaska's a really cool tool and successfully added into Leo. So we'll just go back, we'll do a refresh, and you can see that she's been put in there. Alaska also works on companies. So if I wanted law, I wanted to do some business development with this business.
Kevin, sorry to interrupt. Your screen is just frozen. I think it might be the internet connection.
Go to about.
So, folks, I think Kevin has a slight internet issue. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, if you've got any questions, if you want to just pop it into the chat, and then when Kevin's back, we'll ask him some questions. He got stuck in the Philippines while he was traveling on a round the world trip at the beginning of the year. And now he can't leave until June next year, I think, because the Philippines are locked down until then. So I think he's suffering a bit with the internet there. Hopefully we'll have him back very shortly. Having used Leo myself, what I find really interesting about it and really exciting is that it's so fast and so easy to use, so user-friendly, and with so many different functions. So when I first came across it back in April, and I got in touch with the guys, and I just really enjoyed the system. I think it's a fantastic SaaS platform. So hopefully we'll have Kevin back in a moment. But in any case, if you want to write anything in the chat about where you're from, any questions that you have, just please do write it there. Afterwards, we're going to have one-to-one networking in the networking tab on the left. I think Kevin is coming back now.
Where did we get to?
Hi, Kevin.
Yes.
We have you back.
Yeah, what happened there?
Great. I think it was the internet connection. I don't know, but I'm glad to have you back. So do you want to share your screen again, and we'll just continue on?
Yeah, where was I?
You were on LinkedIn, adding people with Alaska. So that tool, we didn't get to see how you can, perhaps if there's a consent box to add, if you need to get someone to give their consent for GDPR, is when you're on Alaska, what do you recommend for that, and how does that work?
Certainly. So GDPR is always at the responsibility lays with the person who's using the data. So what we've done here is we've given you a couple of tools to aid that responsibility that you have with other people's data. So first off is if someone's connected with you as a first connection, okay, a part of the terms and conditions of LinkedIn is that the data you're putting out is publicly available first. And people, as long as they've got the reasonable reason to be using that data, then it can be used for the right reasons. That's the whole point of LinkedIn, right? But if you're going to then take data out of LinkedIn, then that has got to be under consent. Okay, so if you're important as a candidate, you've got to say candidate consent. And yes, I have it. If you say, no, I don't have it, we will then email, Leo will email Mickey an email to say, hey, Kevin's from Leo, just trying to add you to his platform. Can you give him consent to do this? And Leo will provide an active link for consent to be given. If you do have consent, just press yes and import into Leo, and then everything's fine. Obviously, if you don't have consent, then that's on you to get that consent. Okay, does that answer the question, John?
Yeah, it does. That was just one question that I think a lot of people might have. And then in terms of you can add clients the same way. You might come back to that later, will you?
I could do that now, certainly. So LinkedIn. Let's go to a company, Salesforce. We'll go to the female lead. Okay, so always use the about. Alaska will recognize a company profile next and will import it into Leo. Okay, so it's recognized as a company, sends it directly into Leo. And then you can go to people that are inside that particular business. And if you want to start business development relationships, you can add people in as contacts as well. We'll just go to contacts. Choose the company. So in this instance, the female lead. Oh, fingers.
There it is.
Import to Leo. So you can take contacts and companies and put them directly into Leo as well. So we'll just go do a bit of a refresh there. And there's Mickey we brought in earlier. Under client CRM, you've got the contact, Louise, and you've got the company that we brought in, the female lead there. Go to your contacts, and you can place that contact against that company. There we go. So Alaska's a really cool piece of kit. And if you've got in your email, if you go to emails, quickly go to, let's do a quick search on Bruce Wayne. So if you've got a resume, if you've got a resume from a candidate, Alaska will recognize there's a resume in the file, select that, and you can import as a new candidate or you can add as an existing candidate. Okay, now I'm importing, but oops, this candidate has already been imported to Leo. The system will not let you put duplicates in, which is really important in the recruitment world. So if I go to my candidates, I've got Bruce Wayne is already in my platform. But in this instance, if I wanted to update his resume, add, oh, go back, select, add to an existing candidate, search Bruce Wayne. I will be able to import the document against his record and update his record. It's a bit slow today, so we won't hang around. Cool. Any questions on Alaska?
I think that's all good so far, Kev. It's very clear. It seems so easy to use and user friendly. That's one of the things that I love about Leo. It's just
cool.
So simple.
Couple of bits inside the candidates. Okay, inside a candidate profile, you can collaborate with your colleagues. Please review. No thanks, Grumley. Great. And Anna will now receive a notification and she will be able to collaborate with me against this candidate profile. You can see all the activities, any emails between you and the candidate, any documents, any jobs, interviews, and danger zone is where you can delete candidates. That's candidate profile.
Yeah,
you've got to search.
It seems really useful as well that you're able to email candidates from there directly within the platform. Do you recommend that people email from the platform rather than their own email provider from Outlook or Gmail? What does it just sync? Whether you send it through your email, will it go directly into the platform?
Absolutely. So under connections here, when you first join the platform, you connect your email and calendar in, okay? And it doesn't matter whether you email from the system or from your email client. If you've got a candidate that is in your platform that you have with this email that you have had email exchanges with, Leo will pull those emails in and there'll be a record in here for you. So you always know that Leo's going to be up to date. Okay, now this is really useful when, let's say you have a sourcer join you for 6 weeks on a project, they complete the project and leave you, and you close down their email and calendar or what have you. Their details will always be kept in here. So we do it both ways. So if you email from here, it will be recorded on your email client. If you email from your email client, it will be recorded in here as well.
That's brilliant. I really like this feature.
Cool. Let's talk about the rest of here. There's a couple of things you can do. You can select candidates. You can add them to a job, send an email, add to a list, etc. So there's some quick actions here. You can filter for candidates. So you can do a quick filter, and we'll do, let's find all the London candidates. Save. This will bring up all your London candidates. Okay, you can then save these candidates, and this, you can do unlimited searches here, right? So you could do skills, commute distance from, actual distance from, you've got versus pieces in here, locations, skills, industries. You can do an unlimited search of data to isolate the data that you need. You can then create the segment, and we're going to call these London candidates. These could be Java developers, they could be accountants in London, they could be anything you search for. And you can save this as what we call a hot list. And that hot list is constantly updated forever now. So as I add more candidates from a job where they've applied, LinkedIn, Alaska, manually, automatically, if they've got these variables attached to that resume, they will upload into here as well. So your hot list is always kept up to date. So if you're in tech, like I was, and you want all your Java developers in London in one place, and you want that list continuously added to, so you always know where they are, we've given you that function as well under filters and segments. Here, you can search by Boolean values. Okay, so we kind of took this away and then we kind of brought it back. So Booleans search the entire profile, not just the information that you are inputting in here. Okay, it is searching all of the documents that are attached against this candidate. So if the parsing system hasn't picked up a word, and our parsing system is pretty good, then it will read into the document as well, and you can Boolean against all the documents and the details here as well. At the top here, you've got quick search. So I'll just put in Peter Charles, father, and it will search everywhere. So it's going to search candidates, jobs, interviews, contacts, clients, deals, meetings, emails, documents, and it will present to me those keywords that are together. So obviously Peter Childs, and then it's given me other options, Kevin Childs, another Peter. What it's doing is it's searching, and it's called predictive search, a lot like on your mobile, and it's got a machine learning element. So it's going to start learning what you're looking for constantly. So if I was to click on Peter, it will know that I'm actually looking for the whole word, Peter Childs, etc. So we've got some real cool machine learning stuff happening in there as well. Under candidates, you can rate the candidate, you can blacklist the candidate, a couple of other things. You can view the pro or remove the candidate. So that's the candidate area in a real quick high overview. Jobs, you can create jobs inside the platform. You create the job details as you would expect. You then can create a personalized application form that can integrate with your website, or you can post to job boards here. Now we're associated with quite a few job boards. We've got partnerships in go with Broadbean and Idabu at the moment. So if you are using them, then that's great. And we can offer you, I think it's so ridiculous, like 6,000 job boards through those integrations with those job board clients. So some really powerful stuff there. That once you've created a job, you can then bring candidates into those jobs. We'll just go to this MD role with Just Eat. And you can shortlist candidates. go to my segments, go to my London candidates, select them, and add them into the platform, and add them to this job really quickly. Go to my applicants, and we've created a pipeline, and you can just start moving them through. You can start contacting them. You can measure your notes, calls, tasks, set meetings, read the profile. You can engage your clients here, so you can exchange information with clients as well. So that's the job area. Anyone questions against the job area, John?
Well, just one thing that I love about that kind of pipeline when you're moving someone across, you've got the different options that you can. Let's say somebody rejected for any reason, and you select the rejection. You can very easily and quickly you can send them an email. A really nice nice templates that are there. That that's
so
something
when
that
you reject a candidate, you can select a reason, and you can notify the candidate here. Bosh. And now this is called triggers. Okay, and we can put in lots of different triggers on your workflows. So if you find yourself doing a repetitive task in the platform, like rejecting candidates or something, we can set up a trigger that all you have to do is either leave the trigger on, and if you leave it on, once you confirm, it will take the action against that trigger and send the candidate an email in this instance. But triggers are something that we can build in all over the platform for you, that if you're doing something constantly on the go. So yeah, triggers are quite cool. Okay, Temp Plus is effectively temporary jobs, does the same as perm. You can take them through a workflow. You just go into here. We'll go to this cook role for Just Eat. Applicants. So you can take applicants through the interview process, and you can hire them. Once they're hired, so your client now wishes to use them as a temporary recruiter, you can go to shift management inside this job, set up a shift, create, assign the shift, and we just hired Dr. Rachel. Her day rate, her charge rate, assign. Now, if I publish that job there, Rochelle will get an email to ask her to confirm she's available for that job. I'll just cancel that. And she also gets that in her portal as well, in her schedule, so she can accept it or deny it. So we've got an entire temporary workforce platform. It's in beta. It will be built out over the next couple of months to be a really powerful platform. Client CRM, it's a space where you can manage your business development through a particular pipeline. So we've got a recruitment pipeline here, which you saw on the overview of the dashboard. And the pipeline allows you to deal with your business development. And it's almost the same. We set up, when you create the deal, a pipeline environment where, again, you can drag drop, and inside the profile, you've got your notes down the right-hand side, you've got your information down the left, activities, connections, documents, etc. So a really powerful CRM that allows you to stay on top of things. We've got a marketing suite where you can create, as I showed you earlier, marketing lists. You can then go into create emails, go to templates, Leo demos, BD email. Next, choose a list. So weekly client mailer, add. Next, preview what it looks like on his computer, what it looks like on his phone. Send test email to myself, and then eventually send the email. Obviously, I'm not going to send it. And then you can come into the overview, and you can see how many people that the email was sent to, how many times they read the email, and how many times they opened it. And you can start doing a follow-up on those emails that are created. You've got a careers portal. We give you an entire careers portal inside here as well, with the ability to create your own logo. So if I go to jobs, hirewithleo.com, and I'll also go to my portal as a company. So Leo's got its own job board. We've got 12,000 unique visitors all the time, and we every month. So you can post to our job board, and you can your candidates can apply to those jobs as well. Here's a careers portal. So there's the jobs. You can filter the jobs, filter by skills, search for job title. You can track your applications in here if you've got any. I haven't. You can have a look at the company's engagement posts, profiles, and here's the Temp Plus. So I can sign when I'm available. And if I go back, I can see accept and reject shifts that are set for me as well. Okay, so that's the client, that's the candidate profile in a snapshot for you. So that's the marketing area. Any questions on marketing, John?
Well, just I mean, I like the way that you can personalize it and brand it for your own company. So if you were
absolutely
able to have your own logo,
so that's a good point. Every single the entire platform is branded your own, right down to color coding, right? So you can set your own colors, etc. All the data that goes out of Leo is completely branded your own. So the only thing you ever see as a user of Leo is the word Leo here, and that's because that's a key to go back to your dashboard. But anything outside of that, like here would be your own company name, your own logo. And when you're sending data out of Leo, it's completely branded yourself, which can be, so there's no watermark saying powered by Leo or anything like that. It's completely branded your own. Scheduler, it's basically your calendar inside the platform, okay? And it gives people the ability to see your platform as well. So I can pick up, let me go to Sophia. She's quite good at keeping information on there. And you can see Sophia's diary really, really quickly. Okay, so that's your scheduler. You can actually schedule interviews directly into the scheduler against jobs, against candidates, etc. So that's quite a cool little feature. Analytics is really powerful. So the point to remember on analytics is everybody's business is different. So the reports one business might want against reports another business might want, they're going to be totally different, right? So when you join us, we go through a customization and implementation phase with you. That can be 30 seconds or it can be 5-6 weeks, depending on the size of your business and what you want done. But everything can be customized. So you can see, right, as a company in the last quarter, what we've been up to. And you can go into graphs, charts, and these are just examples of what you could have. You can go into money, you can go into different areas, etc. Jobs, you've got a complete analytics built on the jobs you've got in the platform as well. This gives you information on vacancies, hires, type hires. You can have your graphs and charts and how much money you've made, etc. Now you can go into individual team member performance as well. And again, this is just some of the stuff you could have. So Anna, some graphs that she can have, how much money she's made the business, average time to fill, average time to hire. So there's lots of cool analytics in there as well, and you can build out your own. Tasks. Unable to fetch tasks today, but you are able to set yourself tasks, keep on top of stuff that you need. You can set other people tasks, other people can set you tasks, and you can track them. You actually get a notification 15 minutes before a task is due, and that way you never miss a thing as well. And we spoke about settings earlier. So guys, that's a really high level overview, which I've knocked out in 20 minutes plus the interruption. For me to show you the entire platform and all the other cool tech surrounding it, Brief Builder, let's give Brief Builder one last shot. It would actually take me about 3 hours to do a full demo. So if you do want a full demo, let me know. Brief Builder has let me work. This is the front end. So you would choose your avatar, this one designed against me, and you would interactively work with the hiring manager to build out a really good brief. And again, all tailored to yourself, and we can work with you on that, on how to do that. Now, at the end of it, you're left with really, really nitty gritty about the job, about the candidate, about the process, about the offer, that in a structured way, the hiring managers only had to tell you once. You've had a good download with them. You can send the client this to do on their own, or you can get on a call with them, share your screen, and get into the detail of what they're actually looking for. So Brief Builder is really cool too. Whew. There you go, John.
That's brilliant. Listen, there's so much there and to cover, and you've blown through it. I think the only other question that that kind of springs to mind is just regarding like how much training staff would need when they start using the platform, and also what kind of support there's available.
Yeah, some great questions. Well, the platform's built to be self-taught. So as we were building the platform, we actually did 350 workshop hours with candidates, 350 workshop hours with clients, 350 workshop hours with recruiters. And we got them to tell us what they wanted to do. And the most important thing that they wanted is they wanted I don't know how this camera works. That's better, a bit weird. They wanted the system to be really easy to use. So we brought a psychologist in and a UI and UX designer. And the platform is so obvious that if you want to know how you add a candidate, you probably go to the candidate tab and you probably go to the add talent button, and then you'll be able to do it. Notwithstanding that though, because we know it's important to offer support, everyone who joins us gets 5 hours of training for free. And that training's when you want it. Once you've had that training, which is one-to-one with customer success team, you will be moved over to unlimited support and unlimited training. So actually training's unlimited. You just get 5 hours of focused training on the platform in your own time. So does that answer that question?
Yeah, it does. And I also love the intercom system, that they're so responsive and so quick to answer there, right?
Yeah, so we run an SLA of 2 minutes response time. So if you message us in app, you'll get a reply within 2 minutes. If you have a problem, we'll resolve it within 30 minutes as well. So really strong SLAs built around that.
Brilliant, brilliant. Listen, so I think right now what we can do is we can finish up the webinar. We'll move over to the sessions area. If you're on the Hopin platform, on the left-hand side, you can click on sessions, and we'll meet there in about 2 minutes, and we can continue asking and answer any more questions that you may have. And then after that, from around 1 o'clock, we can move to the networking area if you'd like to do some networking with other guests here on a one-to-one level. So listen, I just want to say thanks very much, Kevin, for your time today, showing us the platform, and for your input. Yeah, we'll move over to the sessions tab in 1 minute now, and we will answer any questions. And everyone can join with a video there as well if you like. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Kevin.